Hi, Brad Hawkins again, and we've been talking about different elements of our finances, and we'll get into a little bit more about that in the future. But right now, what I want to do is talk about goal setting. Okay? Why do I want to talk about goal setting? Well, the reason is because very few people live their lives by setting goals, putting something out there to say, I want to accomplish something. I want to get to a place of being able to be successful at something. We just kind of live our lives in a way of just putting out fires as they come up and say, gosh, well, that looks like a good idea, let's go do that, or whatever. But there's never a purpose or a direction that we're trying to get to in our lives. And in the process of goal setting, we also see that there's oftentimes we set goals and we just kind of forget about them. I get together with a bunch of friends of ours right after the first of the year, and we've been doing this for about 15 years. We all go out to dinner, and we sit down and we write out goals for this year. And so we go write them all out, and then one of the head people that put this all together and make this all happen, we write them all out, seal them up in an envelope, hand it to Jamie, and they take it and they put them in the safe, and the next year we get together, we open it up and see what happened, see if we accomplish these goals. That's not goal setting. That has nothing to do with goal setting. That's just kind of writing yourself a note for the next year to see how close you got to it. You know, it's still fun to do. That's a fun process. But goal setting is something that requires you to look at on a regular basis. It requires you to write it down, have a purpose of what you're trying to accomplish, and then have it in front of you all the time. As we know in our thinking process, we talked about in other lessons, in our thinking process, that thought process is something that triggers what a man thinks about, therefore he becomes. You want to think about your goals on a regular basis so that you can accomplish them. Well, in the process of setting goals, what we try to do is set goals in 5 different parts of life, as we've talked about in other versions. We want to set goals in our spiritual life, in our personal life, in our relationships, in our work, and in our finances. If we set goals in each one of those areas, what's going to happen is we're going to be growing in each one of those areas. Now, in the process of goal setting, I like to set a vision. Setting a vision is a very hard thing, actually. But if you set a vision, that's what it is that you would like to accomplish in 20 years. That's huge. That's way out there. I'd like to run a foundation and give away money for the rest of my life. That would be a lot of fun. Well, if I gave away all my money now, I wouldn't be able to live, so that doesn't work. But that's something way out there in the future. Well, what that does is that sets a vision, and that gives me a target to get to. Setting goals backs it off that vision to say, okay, what do I need to do today to get to that place? Today, I need to work my finances pretty good. I need to be able to keep out of debt. I need to be able to run on a budget. I need to be able to save a certain amount of money every month or every year. I need to be able to operate my finances in a way that I can get to that place at some point. Why am I doing all this hard work? Because that place is something that sounds very exciting to me. I have a goal of having a little vacation place out on a lake somewhere that I can go water ski. Well, I can't go buy that right now. So what am I doing? First step might be to buy a piece of property on a lake that I might be able to build on. Maybe I can't afford that yet. Maybe the first step is to buy a camper that I could take to a lake somewhere. So whatever it is, you set the vision way out there, then you come up with your goals. Those goals are things that you can accomplish in a short period of time. You might have a 2-year goal or a 3-year goal. In my goal of maybe having a foundation, at that place I might say I need to have this amount of money in savings in 2 years, in 3 years, whatever it is. What do I have to do today to get that 2 or 3 year goal out? I need to come back here and I need to set little objectives to get to. I need to say, okay, I need to save 10% of my income. If I'm saving 10% of my income every single month, guess what? I'm going to be able to get to that goal in my 2 years. If I'm able to do that, then I'm going to be able to build and maybe start a foundation and give away a little money. Whatever it is, it's setting the vision and then backing it out and saying, okay, I'm going to get from here to here to here. If you set a vision for all 5 parts of your life, your spiritual life, your personal life, your relationship, your work, and in your finances, if you set a vision for each one of those areas, you will know where you're trying to get to. Personal life, in your physical life, I have a goal. I have a goal that I'm going to be able to get down on my knees and play with my grandkids. I don't have grandkids. But what do I have to do to be able to do that? Well, I got to stay healthy between now and the time I have grandkids. So what do I need to do? I need to exercise and I need to eat right. In that process, I am creating goals that is going to accomplish a vision that I can picture in my head. I can picture that vision of playing with my grandkids that don't even exist, but I am creating goals that is helping me be able to accomplish that vision. You do that in your spiritual life. You do that in each one of these areas. If you know where you're trying to get and what it is that you're trying to accomplish, it's easy to run your day-to-day life based on goals. You write down your goals, you set goals for 90 days. If you have a 90-day goal, then it's easy to be able to accomplish that. And you make them little tiny, little simple. Maybe your goal is to buy a computer. Well, maybe this first 90 days all I'm going to do is figure out what computer I want to buy. Maybe this next 90 days I'm going to start a savings plan. Maybe the next 90 days is I'm going to make sure the savings plan starts to work. Whatever it is, I'm getting small accomplishments that's moving me towards the big vision that I'm trying to accomplish. Hope that makes sense. If you're doing that, you're going to find that your life is moving forward into the direction that you've planned and that you'd like it to go. So, thanks for taking the time to listen, and we'll see you next time.